So let's jump right into it. Let's take a look at this. I want to show this play first, not for the tackle, even though it was a pretty good tackle. He wrapped up, ran his feet, and he finished. But I wanted to show y'all this because of his build right here. Look at Donovan Olumba's size, and this is one of those guys, and it sounds repetitive, but this is one of Chris Richard's kind of guys. Tall corner, long arms, and dreadlocks. Like Chris really likes those guys, and I guess he could turn these kind of guys into superstars, according to what Cowboy fans say. So I'm assuming that when Donovan Olumba, if he does line up for us, he'll be constricted to like a cover 3 kind of role, cover 4 guy, mixed in with some cover 2 stuff. Those are coverages where he can be a long guy, regardless of your coverage ability or your man coverage ability. If you can run and if you're long, then you can thrive in cover 2, 3, and 4. So we'll see moving forward. This is going to be a pretty interesting offseason to see what we do with these corners and what coverages we actually play these guys in. I'm thinking there may be situations where, as a defense, we may run certain packages and we only have certain corners running those certain packages because some guys are better at some coverages than others. Cheeto and Byron are fantastic man cover guys. Now they can run cover 3 stuff, but maybe when we run cover 3 stuff, maybe you want some longer corners in there, those 6'4" guys that we got. So we'll take a look and see in a minute. Let's keep watching. So let's take a look at this play. Donovan Olumba down bottom, and I really wanted to highlight his arm length here because it's ridiculous. And first of all, let me say this. Donovan's wearing white gloves. This receiver that he's covering is wearing red gloves. We're really going to need that information moving forward. Donovan's barely bent over, and his hands are down by his shins, which is ridiculous. Now, don't forget, we got the broadcast view, so we're going to have to edit this thing around to deal with the NFL Illuminati here. But this is the most important part of the play. We really didn't get a chance to see the coverage, but this is the most important part right here. First of all, the fact that Donovan was able to break on the receiver, like that's pretty good right here. But this is ridiculous. Remember white glove, red glove? How the hell is Donovan behind the receiver, but his hands are the one that's in front? Regardless of your skill set, regardless of your traits, regardless of your cover ability, if you can run and you got long arms in this system, you got a chance. You got a shot. Look at this. Look, it's not like it was some fantastic coverage and the break was early and it was a great read and you got in front of the receiver. Donovan's still behind the receiver, but it's Mr. Fantastic long arm elastic ass is just knocking the ball down because he has physical traits. Donovan's going to be interesting moving forward. And, we got a lot of guys that are built just like this. These long, rangy, army, speedy, fasty guys that can play on our team. So it's going to be interesting moving forward. Pretty good play right here. Donovan Olumba's down bottom. He's going to get hands. Well, let me run it, and then I'll bring it back and show y'all because y'all hate when I do that. But anyway, Donovan's going to get hands on the receiver here. I like that because, first of all, if your arms are long, then you have more room to get hands on the receiver first. That just makes a little more sense to me, right? So if Donovan is going to, get hands on you regardless, that can be kind of like a guide in his coverage. Like if he doesn't have the best man coverage ability, then use those hands and it'll, your hands will take you to the receiver, right? But being able to plant his foot and just play on this football, man, fantastic stuff. And we get another hint of that long armness right there. I think as long as Donovan Olumba's close, he's got a chance to win the fight. And I think that's why he's going to be so valuable in these cover 2, cover 3 situations. In situations like this is man coverage, but it looks like cover 2, which is okay. Cover 2 is basically when the corner just plays in the flats. If it's going to be any kind of short stuff where Donovan ain't got to run real far to the inside or whatever, just to the outside, I like Donovan in that situation because 1, he ain't got far to go. 2, he can keep his eyes on the quarterback and find that ball automatically, and then he'll be able to break and make passes. Now we'll talk about him in cover 3 situations. That's another, that's a whole nother deal right there. But hey man, Donovan got a shot, and of course this is preseason against some preseason Houston Texans scrub, and the competition level goes up and things kind of change. But when you're playing with your skill set within coverage, that kind of doesn't matter. Like if you got a man cover Antonio Brown, that's going to be a problem for you. But if you're in cover 2 and Antonio Brown's in your cover 2 zone, you kind of just got to be longer than Antonio Brown. You see what I'm saying? But fantastic play there by Donovan Olumba. YouTube Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. Salute. Here's another play of Donovan Olumba coming up tackling. Now, can his tackle technique be a little better? Sure. We would like for his tackle technique to be a little better. But I tell you what, he always first. He's there. He as far as being a cornerback and putting his nose into action and, really getting in there, I give him credit for getting down there and getting in there. I just kind of want him to clean his technique up a little bit, wrap up and not just kind of, trip his feet or whatnot. But I like his tackling temperament, if that makes sense. Like if Donovan has to work on anything, just, being just a better football player in general, just learning the game a little bit better. We see on this play here, Donovan's down bottom. Let's take a look at it. Got his ass turned all the way around. Now, why did Donovan turn? Well, Donovan kind of wants this receiver to get outside anyway. But when the receiver kind of showed, let's go outside a little bit. See the receiver showing that just a little bitty step to the outside right there. Donovan super turned his hips to the outside. Now, would we want Donovan to trust his technique a little bit more? Sure. Just kind of play backwards first and then be a little patient and take what you get from there. But with Donovan opening up his hips immediately and the receiver getting back inside, it forced Donovan to turn to where if Donovan would have just, backpedaled a little bit just to kind of see what was in front of him, he would have been in a little bit of better position. But he still recovered a little bit. He still got to the play, and the receiver just kind of the ball bounced off his hands, but Donovan was still around to make that play. So if Donovan got any flaws or whatnot, it's really technical stuff. Like he has pretty good size and physicality or whatnot. I just want to see Donovan trust his technique a little bit. I hated to see this, man. Donovan's gonna get called for a pass interference, even though the feet just kind of got tangled. But I think Donovan can make some babies down in the red zone. Like if he had to play like back shoulder fade coverage, I would love for Donovan Olumba to be the guy to play back shoulder fade coverage, because even though back shoulder fades are supposed to be unstoppable, and as an offensive guy, they're supposed to be. But Donovan Olumba's long as hell, and I kind of trust him in one of these situations a little better than one of these other guys and one of these shorter cornerbacks. But anyway, take a look at the feet right there, man. The feet kind of get tangled up right there. You know what I'm saying? I hate that. I hate that for young Donovan. But anyway, it's going to be interesting seeing this guy in training camp moving forward, seeing what he brings to the table and competing with Byron and Cheeto and Michael Jackson and Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown. So you got a lot of competition, but competition makes your team good. Donovan Olumba, man. I'm Voch Lombardi. Like the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Y'all got everything else on the everything. Patreon, salute to y'all. Twitter, VOCHLOMBARD. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna do some white marker board stuff coming up soon, so y'all hang in. Y'all stay tuned for that. Peace, y'all.